Have you ever wondered how to start a casual conversation in English-speaking countries? Let's face it, beginning a chat in a non-native language can be a bit daunting. But what if the secret to sounding more natural and confident was right at your fingertips? Imagine walking into a cafe in London, a bookstore in New York, or a beach in Sydney, and being able to strike up a conversation with ease. That's possible when you have a good grasp of English vocabularies and phrases commonly used in these settings. Think of these as your secret weapons that can help you navigate through everyday communication in English. Understanding and using these vocabularies and phrases can not only make you sound more fluent, but also help you connect better with the people around you. So, are you ready to expand your English language arsenal and break the ice with confidence the next time you find yourself in an English-speaking country? Stay tuned to discover some of the most common vocabularies and phrases used to start an informal conversation. Firstly, we delve into understanding vocabularies. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a vocabulary? Well, in the simplest terms, vocabulary is a set of familiar words within a person's language. It's like your personal word bank that you use to express yourself, whether it's in writing or speech. In the context of learning English, vocabulary is a crucial aspect. It's the key to unlocking fluency, and the larger your vocabulary, the easier it is for you to express your thoughts and ideas. But remember, it's not just about the number of words you know, it's about how you use them. Now, let's explore some common vocabularies that are often used in informal conversations. First up, we have hang out. This is a casual term used to describe spending time with someone. For instance, you might say to a friend, "Do you want to hang out this weekend?" Next, we have awesome, an adjective that's frequently used to express something that's really good or impressive. You might use it to describe a movie you enjoyed, like, "That movie was awesome." Another common vocabulary is catch up. This phrase is used when you want to spend time with someone you haven't seen in a while to find out what they've been doing. For example, "We should catch up over coffee." These are just a few examples, and there are countless more. The beauty of vocabulary is that it's always evolving. New words are constantly being added, and old ones sometimes take on new meanings. It's a living, breathing entity that reflects our changing world. To sum up, vocabulary is your word arsenal. It's your tool to communicate and express yourself. The more words you know, the more articulate you can be. And understanding how to use these words in context is just as important as knowing their meanings. Now that you know some common vocabularies, let's move on to phrases. Next, we explore the world of phrases. Phrases are groups of words that work together to communicate a particular idea or action. They're like the building blocks of conversation, and mastering them can give your English a natural flow. Let's dive in with some examples. Picture this. You bump into an old friend you haven't seen in a while. Instead of launching into a formal, "How have you been?" you might say, "Long time no see." It's casual, it's friendly, and it immediately establishes a relaxed tone for the conversation. Or perhaps you're meeting someone new at a social gathering. "What's up?" is a great phrase to break the ice. It's a relaxed way of asking how someone is or what they're doing. But remember, context is key. You wouldn't want to use "what's up" in a formal setting, or with someone you've just met in a professional capacity. Then there's, how's it going? This phrase is a versatile tool in your conversational toolkit. It can be used as a casual greeting, a way to ask how someone is doing, or even to check on the progress of a task. And the beauty of it is, it's appropriate in almost any informal setting. But how do you respond to these phrases? Well, not much or same old are common responses to what's up, while a simple good, thanks, or not bad would suit how's it going? Mastering phrases isn't just about knowing what to say, but also understanding when and how to use them. The phrases we've discussed today are commonly used in English-speaking countries, and they're a great way to start an informal conversation. Remember, language is a living, breathing entity. It changes, it evolves. So keep your ears open for new phrases, and don't be afraid to try them out. With these phrases in your repertoire, you're well on your way to starting an informal conversation. So go ahead, take the plunge, and start making English conversations more natural and enjoyable. Now it's time to put all these vocabularies and phrases to use. Imagine you're at a casual gathering, a friend's birthday party perhaps. You spot someone you've met before, but you're not quite familiar with them. Here's how you can break the ice using the vocabularies and phrases we've learned. You could start with a simple, "Hey there, long time no see, how have you been?" This phrase is a great way to acknowledge that you remember them and show interest in their well-being. Now, let's say they respond with, "I've been good, thanks. How about you?" You can reply with, "I've been keeping busy, but I'm doing well, thank you." Now let's add a bit more vocabulary to keep the conversation going. You could say, "I've been dabbling in some new hobbies lately, like painting and reading about astrophysics." Notice how the word dabbling implies that you're trying out these hobbies, but you're not an expert. It's a humble way of sharing something new about yourself. The conversation could then naturally progress to sharing more about these hobbies, asking them about their interests, or even discussing the party. For example, "This party is quite the shindig, isn't it?" Here, shindig is another word for a party or gathering, and it adds a bit of flair to your conversation. Let's look at another scenario. You're in a coffee shop, and you spot a familiar face. You could approach them with, "Hey, fancy meeting you here. Are you a regular?" The phrase, "fancy meeting you here," expresses surprise in a friendly manner, and asking if they're a regular shows interest in their routines. In all these instances, you're initiating a conversation in an informal and friendly manner, using the vocabularies and phrases we've discussed. These are just examples, and the actual conversation can take many turns based on the responses you receive. See how easy it is to start a conversation using these vocabularies and phrases. And remember, the key to mastering any language is practice, so don't hesitate to use these in your daily conversations. Well, that wraps up today's lesson on starting an informal conversation. We've journeyed together through the world of vocabularies and phrases, both essential elements in sparking and maintaining those casual chats. Remember, it's not enough to just know these words and expressions. The real magic happens when you use them in your everyday conversations. So why not start today? Use that new vocabulary word in a chat with a friend. Slip in that informal phrase during your next coffee break. The more you practice, the more comfortable you'll become with these tools of conversation. After all, language is a living thing, meant to be spoken, heard, and enjoyed. Learning English, like any language, is a journey. And every journey is easier with a guide. So don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with Sunda-ish. We'll be here to support you every step of the way. Keep practicing, and see you in the next lesson.